Hello everyone at SpeedGaming. We're here with Super Metroid Map Randomizer, bringing you Spiffy Thomas and Nev D, some top Super Metroid Randomizer runners. And this is per the weekly race. The weekly community race. We have these every Wednesday and Saturday. So happy Wednesday night to you all. Right now the race is waiting on Nitro and Lynx. And I don't want to have to kick them out of this race. That'd be a sad story to start this off with. But otherwise, we have 21 entrants, because I'll be dropping. And that's a pretty decently sized race. Selected Spiffy and Nevdi because they are top runners, especially at the time when I was picking people. The Nitro is offline now. But yeah, we haven't seen Spiffy here in a little bit. And Nevdi is a fair opponent because we get to compare race time points now that the leaderboard has settled a bit. So they're both around the 3K point range. And I think we're actually just going to kick Nitro. Seemed like he disconnected. But yeah, we're now solidly into Season 2 of Map Rando Racing. We did a leaderboard reset a while ago. Trying something new, like the other ways of playing Super Metroid Randomizer hasn't had a bracket reset yet, a leaderboard reset yet. And it seemed to be working pretty well. We got some nice shifting in the points. Right now we have Eddie on top of the leaderboard, and then Oates, me, and Simo, then Zeb. Especially these past few days, we've had some real shuffling at the top. But it's been fun to see. We're also playing the Season 2 settings this time, as always. So it's going to be hard, tricky, random start. Some news is that there was a bug with E-tanks. They weren't be giving out frequently enough, and that's been hotfixed for this release. So if you saw in the past week that people were getting a bunch of reserves, that should be toned down. With me on tracking is Stev. I commonly make mistakes tracking, but here we have Stev to take care of that, and I can just look at the screen, and it'll be so much easier. I'm Aussie101. Going to talk you through this race. You see a pink door down, climb supers to the right. Ah, we have an early map. Interesting. That's behind Morph and Bombs, though. Criteria, I see. I think the streams are synced enough. So what do you do in this situation? What does one do in this situation? You can go to the top of Wreck Ship Shaft, or you can go into Criteria. And we have a ship start, yay! So expect space jump and screw attack and morph and bombs and gravity suit. That's just how it goes. So we'll see what actually happens. Pink doors, so top of Wreck Ship was the answer. And a double reset is faster, so good on them to recognize that. So we have a Beatty seed, tricky seed. You go one way, it's just a colored door. This room's annoying. Especially when you don't have a weapon. You can't go into the water at all. So that means you can reach the top 2 doors. This is Plasma Spark Room. Also more flocked. Yeah. It's very easy to get hit, especially on the way back. The one that Spiffy is at right now is gonna bop you. Screw attack will help, though. It'll either help or it will make you feel safer than you are. But it's always useful to have a way to kill enemies efficiently. That's why a screw attack is a really good speed item, because you don't have to stop for enemies anymore. Even get to compare right here. It was like 5 shots to kill each of the pancakes on the way through. And then once you have screw attack, you're just jumping through them. And that'll be happening the entire game from here. And seeds are like 50 minutes to an hour. So it's just 50 minutes of being faster because you have screw attack. And they've all scouted these doors. These wall jumps are in hard logic. They're called delayed wall jumps. Is the tech. And screw attack is breaking the walls. Every other gate that we've seen has been either missile locked or morph locked. Grapple beam. I don't know what that does. It doesn't get you to climb supers. Moat. Yeah. Back to moat. So this back and forth, it's annoying to play, but it's also just makes sense based on how the algorithm is going to fill items. It's going to make it so that everywhere that... Oh, that was an unfortunate soft lock. It's going to make it that everywhere that you can reach is like not progression. And so the next progression is going to be in a place that's newly reachable. And those places are going to be at the far extent of where you can reach. Like the far reaches of where you can reach. And so it just tends to mean that you have to go back across the world. It's kind of less common in the early game because it's just a lot smaller of a world that you're crossing. But in this case, we have some elevators and some 2 regions that we're crossing. Normally it's only 1 region. Anyway, we get Morph Ball. So Morph is going to be for climb supers here. Taking a save. You don't take a save here, Neptune. Always the cautious one, Neptune. He's afraid he won't know how to use grapple. So this is either missiles or an E-tank. Or a major. And you don't want to reset any of that. You get morph bombs? He did take that hit. He was expecting to fall on the spikes, and he did it. So he knows himself well. Okay, Cobrins are an interesting enemy. They do 60 damage, so they're kind of scary. They have a statistically high power bomb drop chance, but never drop them. It looks like we have a Vario suit. Right, so morph and bombs means map. Oh, did Nifty head off without getting the map? Maybe he saved. You can't go down. We don't have missiles. No, there's a missile there. So you can get the Ridley missile. Nifty sure is saving a lot. That save should not save time. You can reset to a higher part of the ship shaft, but you still have to go up a bit and then all the way down. And extra door transition. It's a min-max mindset. Anyway, you get the missile here. You see Ridley. We're not going through Ridley. We also saw a hollow circle down below, and that is going to be health. That should be an E-tank. That is a filler health tank. That's kind of all we know about it. And the first filler item is going to be an E-tank. But they can't get back out with it. And that's kind of an unfortunate thing about the first filler E-tank is sometimes you can't get back with it. Either way, they're both going to get the missiles. There's a bit of a choice. They saw some pink doors. Brinstar is right here and has a pink door. The criteria map was really far away, so maybe you want to check Brinstar and see where that map is. We can't go through this room. But either way, you're blind checking at this point. A nice missile refill room. Okay, we're not doing that. So that means back to criteria. Just check off all the areas we can't go through. Yeah, I feel like Spiffy just falling behind a bit on movement. Kind of all that's been happening. Took a hit from a pancake earlier. Had to be a little bit more careful after that. But I think all we're seeing is a bit of a movement difference. Because they are doing exactly the same thing. Because it's just the logical thing that you would do. So we can use the one missile pack to go through all these pink doors. In past versions, it was coded where every time you went through a door that was once pink, you had to use 5 missiles. So you would need like a second or maybe third missile pack. You be where Nevdi is right now. So that's been fixed. And actually we're pretty close to the criteria map. So maybe we can make it all the way. Nope, green gated. So we have 5 missiles and access to a lot of stuff otherwise. Croc's not in logic. I think Croc logic is 25 missiles. Something like that. For hard difficulty. You can do the Croc fight with 5. Like maybe Oats would do it here. Oats is in the race. And that'd be because it seems likely that the item there is going to be useful. And also it takes you closer to the map. But what Nebdy's doing seems to be more likely the progression. We're really not getting extra missile packs, so it's a good thing they picked up the one that they had to pick up. But also it's important to go around at 5 at full missiles. Oh, interesting. So I don't know what that means. 10 missiles. 10 missiles would be the very hard croc fight. But we are on hard. Oh, have they been to top ridership? That would be a smart check. If that's what happened. Hopefully there's room for diversions at some point. I don't want to watch Spiffy trail Nifty the entire race. Oh, Nifty did the logical jump. Not many people know about the logical jump. Most of the time you're going to see everyone do a wall jump on the left wall here, like Spiffy's doing. But you need the platform below to be a little bit closer to the door than average. Oh, that's scary. We're having some fun in amphitheater, looks like. Oh no. Oh no. So you'd expect that to come out to the top of Main Street as a loop. So that could be possible. I don't know where this falls in what a hard level player feels about this situation. But you have Screw Attack and Varia, and that typically means you're not expected to take damage. Spiffy should be getting missiles. Okay, it doesn't matter. This is extra risky on Spiffy's side, because they did the out-of-logic wall jump, and it wasn't clear if that was logical. Unless he knows. And then also has that other path that led to Plasma Pirates. So it looks like we're going to the crab super item. Yeah. And this should be something big. Supers. It is in fact crab supers. Oh, Spiffy. No, don't die. You've come so far. Gets bopped by the crab. Croc is... There is a mixed ammo option for Croc. I don't know what it is. It's something like 10 supers and 10 missiles. But let's see what else is up here. We have seen a green door next to attic, and that would get us pretty close to the map as well. But Nevd knows that the options are either Amphitheater or 10 Missile Croc. And I don't know who actually knows logic details like 10 Missile Croc being very hard. What am I pinged by? But that's the thing with logic. Amphitheater could be logical, but it's hard to know if it's reasonable, even though it's logical. Entering the room is the least comfortable part because it's not a normalized room entry. And then you also have to race the acid. In this case, if Nevdy's having trouble, then that means the logic is probably wrong. I think this is the logical thing they're supposed to do, but maybe it's not fair. But who can say? Either way, Nevdy has identified this as the only option, so you can do it. And maybe it's tripping other people up in the race. There's two things about Amphitheater. One is that the gold pirates do 100 damage. Another is that the acid is going to catch you and then you're stuck and die. And actually a third point is that you're supposed to have a filler E-tank by now. But just don't, because it was past a water room. So that mitigates a lot of the mean logic, is having that filler E-tank. Most of the time you're not running around even 5 minutes in without another E-tank. So this is a lot, like much easier than the 5 missile fight. And I think 5 missile fight is in extreme. Oh, really nice ammo management though. So yeah, no problem. That wasn't even slow. The speed booster. It was looking likely that there'd be something you want here. With speed booster, you can get the Oasis E-tank, but that's pretty far at this point. And also, you have various suits, so you're not prioritizing E-tanks. X-ray. I missed where this is. Nebdy finding more majors. What is this? But as I was saying, 5 and 5 does not put Croc in logic. But there was a good major there, so it paid off doing the fight. Eventually you're gonna get enough missiles. And we have the map. So we're gonna see the major that Nebdy just got. Kraid and Dre. GT has a major. There's also an E-tank up there they can get. So the GT major would be in logic with Morphin bombs. We have started to see more people do the bomb jump over the crumbles, because it is officially safer. Oh, Blue Hoppers is scary. With screw attack, you can get through. You're expected to take 1 hit going through that room, with or without screw attack. We're doing Kraid first. I don't particularly like Kraid first. There's like a missile pack here. That'd be a reason to do it first. Because having another missile is going to help your Dragon fight a decent amount. Dragon's in a location where you'd like to do it early. And yeah, it's not like Kraid is hard. You have the ammo you need. Gonna take a hit here. Oh, that was the next room. Never mind. Might take a hit here. Very clean. So Spiffy has the speed booster, Nebdy does not. Nebdy lost a lot of time to taking deaths in Amphitheater. If they fall at GT, I'm gonna take a save. You can do the GT fight. 1 super pack is enough to do it safely. It's just kind of slow. You need to know about the safe spot, but that is... Oh, you fell. The safe spot is in very hard, and this is hard. And then I don't recall if farming is in very hard, but it should be. Farming with 5 supers. Charge would put Croc in logic. It might not be the only way, but it's definitely in logic now. And that's for speed booster. Okay, it is an E-tank. That's good. With an E-tank, you have enough health to grapple kill Dragon. So the fight should look like use missiles to kill the turrets, open with a few supers, making the supers good, and then grapple kill the rest of the damage. And you need like 1 tile of runway to jump from the bottom left door to the top. and out of Dragon's room. So if nothing goes wrong, this should be a fast and safe kill. So we just need nothing to go wrong. They don't have high jump, so this can be a little harder. Charge shot's not worth doing. It's use ammo and then grapple kill. But if you get hit at all, you don't have the health anymore. Get charge shot. Don't use charge shots. He's not going to get grabbed in time. Oh, he did. Very tight timer on that grab. So when Dragon stops shooting the goops, she won't grab you anymore. Like, she won't rush over and pick you up. So you need to get caught before that happens. And it just wasn't safe how Spiffy did it. But he made it work. How Nivdy did it was a lot safer. Speed Booster reduces your jump height, except for certain spiky points. So it might reduce it enough that you can't make that jump that they did. That's why it was turned off. But now you gotta go all the way back. I don't know if you can tell if that item is filler. Even if it is filler, that would make it likely to be a beam. So there's reasons why you'd want to get X-ray as Spiffy. You wouldn't want to skip that item. Yeah, I think one tile is enough from the bottom left of Dragon to the top right door. You need very little runway. Now, on the other hand, Nivdy sees the Croc Major. So, just gonna get that. What was that about? That's what Spiffy was doing. But it looks like Nivdy's gonna be ahead. Is Spiffy just not returning all that quickly? Oh, Nivdy hasn't done crate. That makes sense. That's a lot of time to have caught up, Nivdy. How'd you do it? The classic crate skip. Don't you do Kraid before Croc anyway? Because you were closer to Kraid before. Now he has to go and do Metal Pirates. Oh, this is a X-ray skip. So that's gonna pay off really nicely. Oh no. Everyone's sleeping on my comms. That's a bad comment. I didn't know how to follow it up. But anyway. Nibdy gonna catch up on bosses here in a minute. Making his way towards Kraid. Spiffy doing the really obscure? It's something that almost no one thinks of. That you can jump up here. It's like specifically landing site top right door with speed booster, no high jump. You can make it up through the top door, logically. And you don't know you can do it until you experience it. So kind of bad that he's leaving, but the map is in a terrible spot. But fish tank, you could have to do top left or bottom right. Either one's possible. Nebdi makes it back to 10 missiles. They're tied again. So I would expect Nevdi to go through... Did we want to fall here? I expect Nevdi to go through Torian. At least to check where the map is. We get Grapple in Everest. Classic. That map looks reachable. So it appears like this is a great choice. But we'll see what Torian has for us. All that matters is where the items actually are. I don't know. Spotting a few time losses here in Spiffy's movement. When you're underwater, you lose a lot more time. That was going to overshoot the map, so it turned around. I don't know if that's enough reason to turn around, though. You'd be like a tile above it, maybe 2 tiles above it. So you could just drop onto it. If you go through the left door, then you are like 2 tiles left of it and down 1. Nobody makes it up. Did not get Spore Spawn trapped. Too experienced for that. I'm sure someone got Spore Spawned in this race. The door is left open at the bottom of Spore Spawn. And especially when it is a water room below, then it's easy to fall back through. So Spiffy got kind of scammed pretty hard. Ran to a power bomb door at the bottom of a water room. And the majority of the time you can make it back up through that door. Okay, let's see if Spiffy gets spammed. He's right in the middle, and that's really bad. Okay, saved it. So that's going to even up the race. So Nebdi going to be 1 Spore Spawn fight ahead. We'll see if Spiffy knows the 2 round. It seemed like the super hit. So the 2 round, the easy way to do it is to shoot Spore Spawn when it's opening, and you can only do that after the first cycle. So it's an easy way to fit in another super. Okay, we get Plasma. Power Bomb's Plasma. So actually, it looks like this was the right choice. But we'll see. We'll see if Everest ends up leading to movement items or not. So far, we're getting 2 beams and power bombs. And then from here out, Nevdi's going to have the microwave advantage, having that X-ray. And those are the power bombs that Spiffy needed. Takes caution, seeing the caution door. But there is a way back. Another partial one-way. With Various Suit, you're not going to take too much damage on the way back. Normally the room's not even heated. So just taking a bit of lava damage. So not too much. But it was all for missiles. Right now they are not completely looking for map. Like, it's not the only thing on mind. But it is what you want. Because the other thing that they still need is water movement. We don't have any real movement items. Like, we have Speed Booster, but that doesn't work in water. So always the goal is get the maps. They tell you where the majors are, where the bosses are. But sometimes you can't get to the map. Like in what we saw in Brinstar. So you still need more movement items. But at this point we have all the ammo. We have power bombs. So power bomb door is not going to be an issue anymore. We see high jump boots. That is really nice. Both of them can do some level of underwater wall jump. And that's almost enough on its own to do every water room. Otherwise, there's rooms like Fish Tank, but we've already seen that, where you can't get up with just underwater wall jumps. So high jump and underwater wall jump, pretty much go mode. So if he makes it to the map first, it is possible to get the major that's above him. You have to run into the room and shine spark to the item. That is the Batu knee tank item. But if you have high jump, it's going to be a lot simpler. We have a map. Yeah. So maybe the routing. I mean, Spiffy does win on routing here. So maybe it's enough to just catch up. Oh, I didn't see this one. What's in Mama Turtle room? Power bombs and a health tank. I don't know if Nibdy gets those. There's a case for not getting any X's or any circles right now. Because Nibdy gets a 30 tank here. And that means you'd go out of your way for... okay. If you fall in that sand, that is a soft lock. Instant forfeit. Instant DNF. So let's not have that. So you shine spark up. It is ice beam. You do diagonal spark. Quick morph. Get hit and you are soft locked. You may be soft locked anyway. Okay, so you need to not fall in any of the sand. There's an enemy in here. I forget if it dies or not. Okay. So that was really scary. Missed the morph. And that's gonna give Nevdi time to just be ahead. He's going for the safer way from the right. See if Nevdi can do it. Nevdi's just gonna jump with high jump. So they will be in the same spot at the same time. Spiffy has extra supporting resources. But that high jump location isn't really out of the way. I think the main thing it does, having it already, is you're closer to the exit by not going back there. But they're alive. They're both alive. We have a race still. Nevdi has been like gaining small pieces of time throughout the whole race. It was mostly the amphitheater room where he took a really big setback. I'd be falling in the acid here down. Just a little bit. If you do pillars slow, then you can just fall in the acid at the end. It's always there to catch up to you. So Spiffy gets high jump now. Still desperately needs water movement. And Nefty, you have to go through pants room to get back. A little interesting. Spiffy, going for the other door. The less useful door, you want to go to the top door. But this right here is Spiffy's time save in routing, and he lost some of it by going past the door he needed to. So just a small time loss. It's almost been a race like, entirely of small time losses. There's actually been a few big time losses. Okay, Nevdi, show us the trick. You are stuck in the sand. There is a way out. You're a veteran. So show us how to get out. Spin jumping is part of it. Grapple, not so much. Okay, he's out. He fell back in. Do it again. So you get out with a crouch jump. And you need to hold down while doing that. That puts you above the bottom of the sand. And you can just spin jump a bunch to get out. You see when he does the crouch jump, he is like a good deal above the sand. But yeah, he did get out. And wouldn't you know, Spiffy is ahead again. Spiffy with the extra E-tank has some Brinstar knowledge, but that doesn't matter. You actually want to kill Ridley right now. So this is... unless there's some other map detail, I think this is a mistake. We'll see if Nebdi kills Ridley. So Spiffy has power bombs. The door left of the Kago room ended up being a downwards room with West Cack Alley. So that's going to take him closer to the map. So going to bet on that. Yeah. You have to do Ridley before coming to Brinstar. Criteria dead-ended and... what was it? Wreck ship? No, Torian. Yeah, Criteria is done, Wreck ship is done, Torian's done. You need to finish off Wreck ship while you're here so you don't backtrack for Ridley. Oh. It's actually doing a lot of back and forth here with this Everest map. It looks like you're just forced to go left. Oh no. Yeah, this means it has to connect going left. So you just keep going left. There's only so many ways into West Ocean. And this middle door is how you get to the top. You kind of want to get the map first in this situation, because you have to come back to the left of West Ocean. But pretty minor thing. So, full beam. Oh no. Spiffy was in a room with a major. Turned around. Turned around one too soon. Couldn't have known. This speedy jump that you do in Hundo to get the sky item, it doesn't have a good setup. Even though everyone does it, and it looks cool. There's just no kind of cue for when to turn back or when to jump or any of that. Well, there kind of is one for when to jump. But there's no good cue for the trick. So it's easy to miss it. And you're going pretty fast. Okay. It's hard to judge how long it'll take Nevdi to get to the Brinstar map, but I would call him ahead here because Spiffy forgot about Ridley. And we have Norfair, huh? They don't actually need any more majors. So they're just looking for bosses. And that's even more reason why you needed to kill Ridley before coming this way. Like, I think you just reset the ship whenever you remember in Spiffy's position. Like, no matter what items you pick up. You have to get, like, Gravity Suit if you want to keep it. But pretty fair map. Yeah, this is a nice high-level race, full of back and forth between top runners. Nevdi's over 3k. Yeah, Spiffy just under 3k points. Nevdi over 3k. Nevdi does fall for the one-way that doesn't connect. Or the path that doesn't connect. I get the major, though. We get to see what that is. Unfortunately, the back and forth is a lot based on mistakes. But they're also playing well at the same time. Okay. Is this Spiffy remembering? There it is. This is remembering. So he wants to see Mother Brain in Meridia. I think we haven't seen Meridia. Just not here. Especially not right here. Okay, Nevdi learns. This was not a path to the map. Also, it's not a Fantoon map. We saw. So I don't know what these checks are specifically for. Might be trying to blind find another region. I think it's not likely at all for a region to be up there, because in the overall world map, criteria is going to be in that direction. But it might have been possible for something to be directly left. Just not likely either. It looks like we got Space Jump up there. So we're gonna have Spring Ball and Space Jump. I don't think those items are very relevant. They're just a little useful. Okay. Good chance that's gravity. Ah. And Meridia's right next to where he is. So he has to go all the way back right now. If Meridia were closer to the middle of Norfair, then it'd be less punishing. But now this is strictly backtrack that Nevdi's not going to have to do. But then Nevdi's getting beat up by this other map in a worse way, you know? Exploring almost all of Brinstar. If by all is, we mean this less than a quarter section. Yeah, that's a shame. Spiffy was in a really strong position, especially seeing how long it's taken Nevdi to get this map. He was able to do all of Brinstar and all of Norfair in the time it took Nevdi to do The Ridley fight in Brinstar. But from here, it's going to be Nevdi into Norfair, and then taking pretty much the same route, most likely. And I guess we'll see how far apart they are once Bippy gets back here. But we know that Mother Brain is going to be in Meridia. Meridia is the end of the game, so you need to do everything that you're going to do before going in there. And maybe we also get a idea of how many water rooms are going to be on the way to Mother Brain. Because Nevdi has Spring Ball and Space Jump. This looks like a play for a save room by Nevdi. All you know about Norfair right now is you need to go very far away from the entrance. And it's fairly common for Aqueduct middle left room to be a save room. But this sets them up for Shine Spark anyway. So it's not even bad. And you just naturally get the items on the way to the right door. The right door is the next thing you want to check. Because sandpits, they can't be soft locks at this point. But they could be slow. And besides, you're going up and not down. Taking a lot of pauses here in Spiffy's side too. Map Rando it's very difficult to remember the whole map. Like that's a skill you need to build up by playing a lot of seeds. But as we get into the Ridley fight momentarily, you can follow the runners with that exclamation R, exclamation C. You want to follow Stev and I. We're running crew on the race here. Spiffy and Nevdi are top runners. They do have top Super Metroid content. Check them out. See how this fight goes. Already halfway done. We don't need supers. Got full beam. We have dueling bosses. Ouch. Actually taking a lot of damage. So this is pretty scary. Pretty much Spiffy needs to know when Ridley is dead. It shouldn't be a problem as long as Ridley is dead when he gets grabbed. Yeah. We got the kill before it was a problem. Why was that health bomb? That was 40 health. It shouldn't have been health bomb. And here's the difference in the race. Spiffy has to go through Wreck Ship, Brinstar, Norfair, and Nevdi is at the entrance to Meridia. And this is the cost of forgetting Ridley. Yeah, you don't think about anything else, you just go Meridia. You check that your ammo is full, because 25.5, you can't spare that much. And the map's not even far. So momentarily, we're gonna know where Mother Brain is. There's a Shack Tool in the way. Doesn't want to do it. Yeah, Shack Tool takes like a minute to go through. Oh, forced Shack Tool. Spiffy's ammo is even tighter. Like, I'm not sure that's enough. Yeah, that's not enough. He needs another super. As in 4 instead of 3. That's how tight Spiffy's ammo is. You're gonna farm a bit. Smart. With Mother Brain being right here, it's actually smart getting health back. Like normally you'd think that you get health just somewhere random. But Mother Brain is immediately here. Sees the map, but you know that Mother Brain is in the door above it. There's no reason to get the map. There's an in-between room though. Taking off Screw Attack a room too early. Yeah. You can see there was an in-between room and just happened to want to jump through, but there's an enemy in the way. But then this will be it. After Mother Brain is the escape. Escape is kind of long, though. There is room for shambles. Neither of them played the cleanest race. Okay, Spiffy's gonna get the information right away. That means a faster Rydia time. Like not turning around to checkpoint. With this escape, you go everywhere except for Torian. So yeah, it's a good 3-minuter. But your guess is in now. Oh, spicy. Got some panic jumps from Nevdi. Spiffy killing Shaq Tool for no reason. Just a heartless killer. Couldn't hold back. With Various Suit, Rainbow does 300 damage. You don't need gravity for that. And let's see what we get. 135. Everyone was completely wrong. Minute and a half. The seed has high expectations of the runners. See, Brinstar's like 2 rooms. Wreck Ship is about 2 rooms. Criteria's 2 rooms. So I could see it. Nebdi can't see it. Nebdi's in the map for a long time. The trip back isn't complicated. Maybe he just doesn't believe the timer either. But this return trip is, you follow the path that you took to get here. And that's it. So it can be ahead. Decent lead. In the race between Biffy Thomas and Nevdi on SpeedGaming 2's presentation of Super Metroid Map Randomizer Community Race, which is our peek into the 20-person race, this Community Weekly race. Hard Tricky, Random Start, Season 2, Aussie 101, Dev, WX Fan was in chat. All these things coming together to bring you this race. About to come to an end. And it looks like Nevdi is going to be our winner. At least on the restream. We've seen Nevdi did not have a great showing. We're going to bring him in and ask how unhappy he is with his performance. The route was good, though. I think they both ended up with a good route. They just made a lot of mistakes. That's Nevdi's finish, 56. 35. That is 2nd place overall. GG's to Nevdi. One Oats and Goats got first place. Oats making a run for the top of the leaderboard. Since Eddie isn't here to stop him, he's going to gain maybe 500 points from this race. 20 people beating Nifty and Spiffy. It could happen. That would instantly dethrone Eddie. It's more likely to be about 30 points. 20, 30. Okay. We gotta get it done on Nifty here. We don't have the winner tag. Bot sends the invites out after they get the winner tag. And Spiffy gonna be finished in momentarily. As I said, Brick Ship is about 2 rooms, Criteria is about 2 rooms, and then you're at the ship, and then you're done. And then you stop the timer. And then we get to compare, and it does look like it's about 2 minutes apart. Elevators, they're good for in-game time, not so much for real time. This will be... Yeah, this is it. This is the ship. And we're out. Lots of time left. So GG to Spiffy Thomas, that's a 58.29 on the timer. And I'm joined by Nevdi. Welcome in.
Yo. GG.
Yo. GG. Congrats on second overall.
Yeah, pretty happy with the second overall for sure. It's good.
Uh-huh. Did you believe this was a second place performance?
No. I felt pretty bad. I felt really good about the route structure overall, but obviously the 2 amphitheater deaths and the sandpit was really rough. But I thought the route and the rest of it was good enough to probably get it.
I really hyped you up. Gonna show us how to get out of the sandpit. I was ready to teach the class.
Jeez, I haven't done that before, but I know you do a crouch jump because I never run into it. I just die. So that one with spikes was without spikes I had a lot more chances to do it. But yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah. I'm not sure what Oats did, but I think both of those together may have cost first, but that just means Oats just crushed this one, did really well. I guess we'll wait for Spiffy, but in regards to the restream, it seems pretty close between Spiffy and I. Was there any big differences?
Spiffy had his own shambles. The route structure was the same. He was able to skip X-ray. Kind of helped his route. Actually, he skipped Spring Ball and Space Jump. So you saved some time in Brinstar. But had the same region ordering. It looked like your movement was faster overall. But then the big shamble was forgetting Ridley.
Oh wow, okay, that's a big one. I was going to say that's pretty solid too. If you bail on that X-ray, because you get the map, you get the supers, and you decide to take them back to the map, or you just get that major out of the way while you're there. So being able to skip that's pretty huge.
Yeah, he even went for Croc before the map.
Oh wow!
Supers got speed.
What with 10-5 or something? Did he get it? Did he do Croc on 10-5? Must have.
I think it was 5-5.
Yeah. Okay. So it didn't keep the plasma missiles.
It didn't actually go to plasma.
Oh wow! Just left.
Yeah, that looked a little interesting. The decision going for amphitheater before following Rising Tide.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think. Yes, Spiffy probably does. If he doesn't forget Ridley, that's a pretty crazy route.
Yeah, he was ahead of you leaving Criteria. That was right after you got stuck in the sand. He was ahead off of that.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then had the faster Brinstar, but just had to turn around after Fantoon.
Yeah, that's so rough. That's a long backtrack too. Did he manage to get gravity on the way back through, or?
Nope.
Yeah, okay, that's a really long run. Yeah, if he
He'd
doesn't
like,
get Ridley, that's like a crazy first, I think. That's, oh, yeah, it would be. That's a pretty big backtrack.
yeah, it was huge. Um,
He has
yeah,
said
otherwise,
interviews, but I guess
you,
we'll see.
yeah, just asked him in the race room if he wanted to join in chat.
Mm. I felt pretty happy when I saw the ship at the start because I really do like ship starts. So I was like, this is going to be a reasonable seed, and it was. It was pretty it was pretty decent. It was hard back and forth, but it was reasonable overall, I think.
Okay, so Spiffy joining us now. GG on your third place.
You
Actually,
would
the
like
one.
ship start, wouldn't you, Nevdy?
I do.
God, the ship start. Ugh. It felt so bad. I was like, I couldn't quite find the ship right away. And I mean, I did, but I was like, ugh, it became ship start just like that. And I kind of thrive in the random start, if anything, compared to ship
Yeah.
start at the very least. Ugh. GG to Nevdy, though.
Still
I'm
feels
sure
like
you
even though it's ship start,
you ran
you
like a
probably.
monster. What's that?
I said even though it's ship start, I think you probably crush still, even if you don't forget Ridley here.
Maybe,
Pretty
maybe.
pretty big backtrack, I think.
It is
'Cause
a
you went
pretty big
15.
backtrack for sure. Just kind of thinking about it, like I went all the way to Meridia, basically, which is right next to Mother Brain, mind you,
Mm,
and then all the way
yeah.
back to Ridley, and that's the biggest thing.
That's huge. Yeah, you must
Would it
I
have
think you would have been
saved
very
2 whole minutes? I think so.
a lot. I think you might get first.
Yeah.
I think it saves a crazy amount of time because you were able to skip the X-ray, the major after you get the supers, and you're able to skip the space and spring ball in Bryn. I think that just puts you pretty ahead.
Well, I actually grabbed
Oh,
X-ray and I
okay.
just reset it.
Oh.
So that was a shame.
Oh, so that's
Yeah.
a bad one. Yeah, okay. I got it
Well,
while I was there, so I think that's probably
gotcha.
quicker. Okay,
Well,
that makes sense.
the one thing that save at the top of criteria there between Main Street and the spiky electric room, if I blind checked that hoping it was gravity suit room just for an item, and it ended up being saved before I got X-ray, so I only wasted time to getting there. Getting back was I just reset.
Yes, okay, I see that.
It's not too bad, but still kind of tragic. But So
I guess the Meridia boss, Dragon early, I think we both would have done on
yeah,
1E. Yeah, just had to do it there. I think that was. It all felt good, that whole structure. I don't know the order and how quick it was, but that was all pretty good. Start of the seed
Definitely.
was so much back and forward, but I'm sure we both knew exactly what had to be done, so we just had to do it.
For the most part, I was really contemplating about doing underwater wall jump. Not underwater wall jump. The CWJ for Moat,
Oh,
just to see what
God.
was past there. Did you do it?
No, that would have been.
You didn't
so
do it?
huge. No.
It would have been. It would have been kind of massive. The only saving grace about that is, even if you do CWJ to get morph there, you still need grapple to go get bombs because you don't have the tanks to go back and forth.
Okay. So it's not. It's an elevator up and back down.
Yeah,
I guess,
it's
then.
exactly. Even if you did the CWJ, it didn't save you any time because you'd have to come back later with grapple.
Okay.
My question
Okay,
to
that's
you
fine.
though, how early did you do Croc for speed booster?
So I saved. So I got to the map and then I saved to go check the GT crumble. Then I did Dragon. Then I did Croc.
Really? So you just skipped all that? You got supers and skipped Croc?
Yeah, I just went to the map first.
That's fair.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I had
that's fair.
supers and I already saw that door and it was green, so I'm like, oh, this is probably where I need to go. So I went over there first. I never
Is
really
there
do
a
Croc unless I
reason-
know I have to.
Is there a reason you
That's
did Croc
fair.
before Kraid?
Me?
Yeah, no, do you?
No. I kind of think that was bad.
Okay. Just checking.
And
But I got to move with speed. It was pretty fun. I did like the
Yeah.
whole jump and got over to the crate platform, and I felt cool. But no, it's just slower. Yeah.
Yeah, slower-ish. I mean, we needed the speed booster eventually, but still. I really
About
thought about trying to do Kraid with just 5 missiles, and I was like, no, this is tragic. Let's not do this. So ended up finding first supers and resetting X-ray, but went straight to Croc after that. I was like, you know what, supers. I know there's a super door on the left because I checked that, but just in case it doesn't connect to the map, I wanted to go get Croc first because I don't know Parlor's there. I don't know Parlor's there.
So wait, you got to Kraid without supers?
No. I got the Kraid with supers.
Sorry, I thought you said you were going to do Kraid on 5 missiles. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought about
Yeah.
it, and then I was like, no, this is way too tragic. I'm not going to do it. I backed up and then grabbed the supers and came
he's
back.
talking about
Did Croc
a
first.
Croc on 5 missiles.
Yeah, it's so terrible.
Wow. Yeah,
I almost died on
see
Ridley
it.
too. That was almost tragic.
Yeah, really was close.
It was a hard stopper. Don't even know where my last save before then was either.
Can I ask you about the way back with speed when we first went to Torian? Like that segment of time, Spiffy?
Yeah, I was thinking about it because as I shine sparked up, because I saved that ship and I was like, where do I go next? I remembered the Korra shaft, and I also see Torian right there. So I do Torian, and I fail it a couple of times. I'm like, you know what? I know there is a hard logic strat for this, but I don't know if they kept it in hard because it's pretty difficult. You need the entire runway, right? So I didn't know if you needed to do that. So I was like, okay, just in case it's not actually in hard anymore or something like that, or I just misread the logic somehow, I'll just go down to Korra shaft instead. And then I go down to Korra shaft. Let's see. What was down there? Everest, I think?
Yeah, Everest. And
Yeah,
you
so
waffled on
Everest-
top door and left door.
Yeah. So I did Everest for a little bit, and then, with grapple, I go to the top door, and then I soft locked in the crab room in was that East Cap Holes?
Tech Alley.
Yeah, I actually soft locked there, so I had to go back to ship. I was like, well, I'm back at ship. We might as well just go to Torian.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's all pretty bad time loss. It kind of, because I'm trying to work, because I died in amphitheater twice. That was my shambles, and I got stuck in the sand for a while. So you describing this stuff at this part of the game makes sense, because I was able to just pick the Torian, do the jump through the door, first go, and then come down. So all of that was clean, and it needed to be, I guess, because if I kept those shambles and then repeated some of the stuff you did, I just lose here. So
Definitely.
yeah, you kind of complain as you're playing, and you're like, oh, I made these errors, but of course everyone's doing them except for Oates apparently. But I think we're all just having our own shambles, and all you got to do is go as quick as you can with what you've got, I guess. Yeah,
Honestly,
it's really good
we check out all our shambles. I bet we'd be right there with Oates, right there at 53. Honestly.
Yeah, unless he's like, oh, I stuffed up so much. He's like got his own one.
Oates is like, oh man, I'm complaining. I can't believe I made that mistake. Oh, so anyway, I got first place by 5 minutes. Classic.
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive time.
Yeah. By the way, we have nothing against Oates. He's a good guy, the people's champion. We're just giving him strays because we can. He can't defend himself. It's great. Also, did you get the Torian map? You got everything. Did you go for that super missile and the E-tank and Mama Turtle and that major race?
I went for the ice. I got the ice, but I didn't go for the X and O.
Yeah,
That
which is fair.
Oh yeah, that Batoon E-tank room from Spiffy. That was scary.
The Batoon E-tank room. What did I do there?
You missed the morph after shine sparking up to the item.
Oh right.
You need to carefully hop across the sand back.
Tragic. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, but don't worry. That 3 hours in that one expert seat or extreme seat I gave you a long time ago, where I had to do ice only Coliseum. I am an expert at sand jumping.
You're
now.
prepared.
Expert. Absolute master at sand jumping now. So that didn't scare me one bit. I'm like, man, this sucks. I missed my speed, my morph. All right, let's just reset this. I didn't even think about the sand jumping or like soft locking down there anymore. Way too much practice at it. So I forget, what were all the items of Big Pink? It was 2 beams, wasn't it? Wave and plasma.
Wave and
plasma.
Yeah, and then Precious Room was...
And
I don't even know.
It was high jump and Precious and ice.
That's what it was. Yeah, so all the convenient items were here. Which is, I don't know. With how little ammo I had, I don't know what you finished with. I finished with 25 and 5. for missiles and supers.
I did 20, 25, and 5 as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other way to go about it. I mean, you could have checked some supers around, but that's a waste of time, right?
Yeah, it is. I think
'Cause-
supers are just a waste of time when you have charged plasma and ice specifically. So
Mhm.
I just don't gamble on those X's. But before that, they're probably worth it. But
yeah,
after those items, I'm like,
yeah. Getting charged
50-50
early
on
next to
barely
grade.
saving.
Yeah, that was the GT item. Yeah, it was.
Mhm.
It was.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
at that point, we're just ditching ammo from now on, I guess. But I still keep eye out for X's that are really close because charge and ice only on Ridley is just tragic. It's so slow.
It
But
depends
yeah,
on
once
so
we
much
found the weight
stuff.
plasma. Yeah, it's true.
It's like
Yeah.
when you have screw and bombs, those X's also devalue too. But like if you have a weak beam and no bombs, those X's, if they're power bombs, are probably good anyway. So I think it was just a combination of everything being like, I don't care about X's that made me not check them. But normally I agree with you. I'd go for the close X's and not have to do a miserable Ridley fight. No boots, charge ice is terrible. So
Yeah.
Supers
And the
are good.
early Varia really shot down the value of X's as well.
yeah.
Oh man. I don't know. I felt like I played pretty well. Made some questionable decisions. Not hitting that first time fish tank jump really, really bothered me and made me frustrated and went down to Cora instead. So I know where my time losses are.
Yeah.
Still think
Yeah.
I played pretty well.
Yeah. If you play well
regardless.
and don't have those time losses, I think like you probably win the whole lobby. Just from the sound of it, I think that Ridley one in particular is quite massive, but
Oh man.
maybe I'm misremembering the map. But
No,
that's part of the game, right? The overlookies and the trying to assess everything. You're trying to pause less. You're trying to not check so much, and then it comes back and gets you sometimes.
Bite you in the butt. I just need to make a mental note. Wherever Ridley is, just keep that in the back of your mind forever. Because this is not the first time I've done the community race and I lost because I had to backtrack for Ridley. The first time it was ship start back in those days. You remember the good old days. And then 3 rooms later was Ridley. 3 rooms later, and I completely missed that. And I checked the entire map before checking spawn at ship.
That's miserable.
That was it felt so bad, but it is what it is. Looking at the back of the map, let's see, Ridley, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Dakota Brinstar, Everest without gravity, Decorah, and then Norfair. So we got Everest and Aqueduct, plus like a dozen other rooms before we even get the Mother Brain. So yeah, that's kind of a nasty backtrack now that you mention it. 2 big water rooms, and I literally just started the backtrack 2 rooms away from Mother Brain was kind of tragic.
Yeah.
Whoops. That's all we can say to that. Apparently, gravity was right there. No, gravity's in Meridia. I think that's what the spoiler said.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
You didn't even check the map, though, did you? Did you blind check?
No, I nearly went to. I was like in a community race. I had 3 tanks, and I'm like, oh, do I want to get a save? And I'm like, nah, I just have to go.
Yeah.
I was I was scared, but I didn't check the map.
Tragic. But oh well. It was good. It was a good race, I think.
Yeah, it was good.
All of our placements are falling nicely into the correct order according to our race time points. Oates has the most points. He's first. You're right there behind him, and then there's me.
Yeah,
trying to rejoin the 3,000 club.
You'll get it. I gotta hold on to it. I'm in and out all the time. I'm just hanging on for dear life.
Mr. 3,001 race time points here.
Yeah. We actually can't talk to each other. I forgot about that. Eddie's like, the 3K club can't talk to 2.9ers.
That sounds like an Eddie thing to say.
Anyway, that was really fun. Thanks for having us on the restream. It looks like a good pick and a close one. And GG to Spiffy. Thanks for putting this on. Always fun. And yeah, thanks and GGs. That's all I have to say.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely a GG's to you too, Nevdy. One of the great rando players we know you are. Don't deny it. Even though you have that soundbite that says, you suck. That's not true. We know that's not true. And GG's and thank you to our restream crew, Aussie and our tracker and everything like that. You guys are awesome. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you, Spiffy. And with that, everything's been said. Thanks once again from me for Nevd Spiffy Stev for coming together, giving us this race on the Speed Gaming Restream. This has been it for the Community Weekly Race, so we'll see you all next time, next Saturday. So see you there, and for now, good night from us, and that'll be it. See you next mission.